Now, from Perth, WA, Australia, we have someone who sold a EV this week, and welcome to the show from Perth, Ant Day. And congratulations.
Hello, good to see
you. Thanks for joining me again tonight. Ant joined us on a special last year. He's got 2 or 3 or 4, depending on which day of the week, EVs, and we made friends through Facebook. It was great to hear about some of his experiences of ownership. And then he's just sold an EV this week, and we'll get to that, what it was, just shortly. But yeah, let's have a look at the fleet at the moment. There's behind us, there is the new one, but there was one missing there, wasn't there, at the moment, Ant? For a while, for a brief period, there was one missing, and you just sold. What did you just sell?
Yeah, so I sold the Tesla Model 3 that I had. It had got to the point of time to sell, 6 years old, and it had full self-driving. It had a number of other features, and I decided that it was time for it to go.
Yeah. How many Ks had that one done?
Well, it had done 150,000. I bought it originally secondhand.
Yeah.
Again from a friend here in WA with 108 on the clock, and it was a year before, had driven it a fair amount in a year. Not many people drive that much in a year, but he had.
That's getting right up there. I'm just going to switch to there we go. I'd switch to the screenshot of that one. Yeah, that was right up there. And how many Ks had it done when you bought it?
So it was 108,000 Ks, okay. And mostly done in WA. The previous owner had several EVs prior to that one, but he likes charging, so he goes to various charge stations and charges them. And if he discovers a new one, he'll be wanting to be there first, be first at the charger. So I bought that from him secondhand in the end of 2020, beginning of 21.
And you were confident at that stage buying a secondhand Tesla at that stage?
Yes. I think the confidence in buying secondhand EVs has increased a great deal, but at that stage it was low, and for one that had done over 100,000, I think it was almost non-existent. So I did kind of, I got in very favorably there with a good price, and drove it away.
That's good, but it still took a leap of faith. I think, like first-time EV buyers, first-time Tesla buyers back in the day, they had to have, well, no one else led the way, they had to have some degree of confidence that this was going to be a thing. And then there was a lot of talk about batteries, and I guess there were some unknowns as well, whether what you were buying was going to last the distance. And I think we're lucky that they've just have outperformed everything and all expectations. And then, of course, we've got the battery testing coming to the fore as well. Did you end up getting a battery? Did you end up getting a battery test on this one?
Yes, indeed. So, just a little bit of the story behind selling it. But firstly, when I bought it, I'd had 8 years of EV driving and ownership prior to that. So I knew what I was talking about, and I knew that an EV was a secondhand EV, particularly one that had done 100,000 Ks, was no problem. But then in terms of selling it, as you mentioned, I got hold of you and put it on, and I'm very grateful for the opportunity to promote it while it didn't eventually sell off the platform. It allowed me to hone my selling skills, and make it sound prime to sell.
Thank you. I'll go back to the listing there and just show them. It really looked and presented really well as well. I think you went out of your way to take really nice photos, right? And so that made a big difference. I plastered a big sold sign on it. But I think to anybody out there, the lesson is really clear. Go out of your way to get some nice shots. This car looks for 150,000, 53,000 Ks and 6 years old. It looks magnificent. So you've gone out of your way to clean it, detail it, and it presents beautifully, right?
So one of the reasons it does look like that, first of all, I did look after it, even though it was in a carport, not a garage.
Yeah.
I had it ceramic coated 3 times while I had it.
Okay.
And that helped with the cleaning.
Yeah.
Plus, I did rim rash a few times. I'll admit that. I won't blame it on anybody else. But I took the time to actually fix it myself.
Yeah.
And then have it professionally fixed when I sold it.
Yeah.
But I had it ceramic coated 2 days or 3 days before I sold it, and also I put a cover over it, which made a big difference, because when the seller arrived, when the buyer arrived, I could take the cover off. It looked gleaming, and it didn't have a single spot of dirt on it.
These photos. Go ahead. Sorry.
I took it down to Tiago in Osborne Park, who does a very good job of doing a servicing on electric cars, and he fitted an air filter for me that I'd got, or the filter that goes on the front of the car, because these things accumulate leaves in front of the coolant filter. That's something for people to watch out for. So we took care of every aspect of cleaning it and making it good for sale.
Just in the process of for anyone that's interested, between 100 odd and 150,000 odd, what else maintenance? Any other maintenance that you had done?
So there were 2 things that happened. One was the previous owner had gone through a puddle, and the noise deadener, I guess, for want of a better word, panel, which is like a felt panel underneath the engine or underneath the motor, was loose. I replaced that early on. I don't know if you saw one of my photos earlier, but it had the Tesla up on a hydraulic lift, and I replaced that. It was just out of warranty, but the warranty wouldn't have been covered. Wouldn't have covered that. But I did that myself. It cost $250. Often people talk about Tesla parts costing more. In fact, in my experience, they haven't. The other one thing was that the control arms had the squeaky noise that was a recall under warranty. But mine was just out of warranty by about 30,000 Ks. And Tesla essentially supplied me the parts for in the $200, and I again they did it without charging me labor.
That's good. That's really good.
Just on parts, which was really good.
Yeah, and I'd recommend to anyone including my own Model Y, anyone who's done 100,000 Ks or checking out a car that's done 100,000, check the front suspension bushes or the control arms and the components, or have them checked if you're not confident, because often the wearing, it can be a reasonable repair from a local mechanic. It's not a Tesla job necessarily. It can just, a mechanic can handle it quite easily. And so, but that's a fairly common thing, the suspension on the Model 3 and the Model Y on the front, about 100 Ks. So,
the other issue with the Model Y is the camber on the rear wheel. Inside we're down to canvas when you think the tire's still fine. I just wanted to hark back to one more thing that you did ask me, and I forgot to say. Yes, I had the battery test by Tiago in Osborne Park. Could have had it done by a number of other people, and you gave me some very good pointers as to where to go, and I'm sure you'll mention those. However, I got the battery test done, and I was pleasantly surprised to see that it was actually pretty good, 83.6% SOH, which is, for its age, was particularly good.
Yeah, I think we're finding that these ones are holding up really, really well. Again, mid to lowish 80s at about 150,000 Ks. Not quite as good as the LFPs, but this was the Fremont. This was NMC, wasn't it, from Fremont?
Correct.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but with the chrome trim, that's what distinguishes it. So not quite doing as well, regardless of the charging mix, but still holding up, and plenty left really for another 150,000 Ks, right? So, and that process, and again, we appreciate your support, and we didn't sell it through Amazing EV, but got a good deal, spread the word around, got a quick sale. Again, not as much as you wanted, but it doesn't. At the end of the day, the deal's done, and you have moved on to something else. But that all took less than a week by the time you got your act together, which is pretty quick. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. In fact, I sold it on a Friday. I had already a week prior bought the previous car, and essentially needed to sell this car.
Yeah. So,
I was offered a really low trade-in, as you do, as you get. So Volvo offered me 15,000. Tesla offered me 12 for this.
I was going to say we're hinting to what you bought, but we'll get to that. But it was a Volvo dealership, yeah, and they offered you how much again?
15,000.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's cheeky, right? And Tesla offered
12.
Yeah, okay. So our message is to try and sell privately. He got almost double that, just to give you an impression of where we're at without revealing all the numbers. The Tesla trade-in number got double on the retail market. So, and
Easily.
that's about then that was still a good deal. So yeah. Anyway, that's they're not reselling these cars. They're putting them back to the auction market. We'd love to see people on the private market if you can handle the ins and outs and the ups and downs. It's a bit of work, but yeah, it's worth it in the end, I think. So, and then you have alluded to what you bought. You've got a couple in the fleet already. You love electric cars, and you've got to run us through what you've got again.
So I got a.
Oh no! Go back and tell us what you've already got.
Oh, sorry. What I have bought in my past. Okay.
In the garage there, in the garage there now.
Oh, okay. A GWM Aura, which is
cool.
my son's car. The Hyundai Kona. So the Aura is a 2023 GWM Aura extended range. Got it at a really good price. New. It's the only new car I've ever bought. I've never bought a new car. Only because I got it for 27,000 for an extended range.
That's
GWM Aura.
And just quickly recommend that to anybody. I know they're run out. They're run out new now. You can't buy them new, but secondhand, you'd recommend that to anyone?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, there are a couple of things you've got to do. Some quirky software, which you can get around by buying one of these little goodies over here, which allow you to make wireless Android Auto problems a thing of the past.
That's handy.
I have a few of them. I've tried a few. The Kona.
That's the what color is that?
Hyundai Kona Galactic Grey, 2019. So it was roughly the same age as the Tesla. It did a lot of driving, so it's done 124,000 Ks, and mostly on my watch. So I bought it with about 8,000 Ks on the clock for 55,000. When new it was 63, and I bought it 3 months old. So it was effectively new.
Yeah.
From a buyer who kind of got himself in trouble with buying that.
You recommend that secondhand? They're great cars.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The one issue to watch out for is a thing called the Wheel of Fortune, which happens to these cars, which makes a kind of a whirring noise like a Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah.
About $5,000 or $6,000 to fix. If you can pick up one of these for 25,000, 27,000, you've got a fantastic car with 64 kilowatt hours of range of capacity.
Okay. And just quickly, the other one, the white one.
The white one we just bought from a friend. There's a bit of a trend there. Is a Hyundai.
It's not a bad thing to buy. It's not a bad thing to buy cars from people you know. At the end of the day, is it?
Yeah. We bought that just before secondhand prices went up again. So that was bought for 14,500.
He's no longer a friend, right?
Oh no, they were happy with it. It had a few bumps and scratches and dings, which I've repaired. I've done my own panel beating and spraying, and it's a remarkable little beast. It's a very, very efficient Honda Ioniq 28 kilowatt hour. And it still gets around 250, 260 kilometers on a full battery.
That's like, I know, it's like the Corolla of EVs for around town, is it? Tons of room, old school
Beautiful little
Japanese
car.
interior. Yeah. Let's not,
Yeah.
without any further ado, again, I've held you up tonight, but what did you buy and why?
Bought an XC40. The reason I bought it was the family just loved the car.
Yeah.
And we hired one in South Africa 3 years ago and drove it around South Africa and fell in love with the car. And I kept on looking for one, waiting for the right time to buy, and eventually bought this one. It's not the color that I wanted. I wanted a green one, but it'll grow on me.
Yeah.
And it is a really nice car.
And it looks magnificent, and it's firmly. You took delivery today, so it's hot hot in the garage here, or cool in the.
Yes, yes, indeed. And one of the things is I've been a bit unwell for the last few days, and I had a bit of vertigo, so I couldn't actually drive it myself. But the dealer actually delivered it for me.
You still haven't driven it, since you bought it.
Yeah, since I did a test drive, but it's been looking at it in the garage. Yeah, it's a great car, and my wife Catherine says that it's a grown-up car.
That's okay. So you've graduated from to a grown-up car. That is good news. Hey, Ant, thanks very much. Look forward to catching up again. Can you tell us a bit more about the price on that, or you want to reveal what year was it, what price? Can you tell us on that?
Oh, it's a 2022. It is a recharged twin, which is the 75 kilowatt hour battery.
Huge, yeah.
Range around 450 WLTP and 350 on the open road. Twin motor, 300 kilowatts on the road, delivered, and the
Brilliant.
price was towards the upper 40s.
Yeah, that's good though. Still, that's good though. Yeah,
On-roads was just on 50.
They're holding their value really well, and again, all the Volvos, seem really nice and seem to be holding it and quality build. So, again, I recommending those on the used market as well. So, hey, thanks for joining us. Really appreciate all your updates. It's fantastic to see that. Nice addition to the garage, right? Seller. A used EV seller and a used EV buyer in the same week, Lant. I really appreciate it. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.
Yeah.
That was Ant Day from WA. He's on Facebook, and he's a Leaf owner. He's an Ioniq owner. He's a Kona owner. He's been a Tesla owner, and he knows all about EVs. He's had them for 10 years now. If you want anything on Facebook, hit him up because he's more than happy to help you.